Welcome back to yet another map video where we take a look at the best maps I found and created, so let's get started. This first map is for the beer lovers, the most popular local beer brands of Europe. I can see a lot of beers on this map that I love, but also I agree with Estonia, Saku is the best one. But for some countries I don't know if this map is any true, so I think this is the list of the most popular beer brands from every European country outside their own country. Europeans, do you agree? This is the map showing which countries launched missiles at Israel some weeks ago and which other countries tried helping Israel. Looking at it, isn't it funny that 50 years ago Israel's main enemies were Egypt and Jordan? And Iran was in good relations with Israel. Some things do change, am I right? The world map of the most popular metal bands of each country, according to Spotify as of 2024. Here's a closer look of Europe. For Italy, I think Windrose should be the correct answer as they have more monthly listeners than Lacuna Coil. Italians, do you agree? Here's a closer look for East Asia, Southeast Asia and Australia and New Zealand. Now the same thing with Central America and South America. And finally, South Asia and Africa. And you know what, I better not translate the band name in South Africa because I might get demonetized. Yeah. What you're looking at is the evolution of high-speed railway lines in China in 12 years. This is just impressive, isn't it? In California, they can't even get 3 miles of track done in 15 years. And in China, it's crazy how fast they were able to do this. I wish more countries could follow this. And if you think why there aren't any railways in Western China, it's mostly mountains and deserts, so that's understandable. Oi mate, this one's pretty crazy, isn't it? Well, apparently the United States and Australia fit together almost perfectly. How beautiful. And do you know what's even better? There would be a new river called the Atlantic River. How cool is that? But no, seriously speaking, I don't think the United States wants all the spiders from Australia in their coast. Am I right, Americans? How safe do people feel to walk alone at night in Europe in 2024? On this map, Brussels really messes up the good image of Belgium, and the same thing goes for certain cities in Sweden and France. I personally have visited most of European countries. Of course, I feel the safest in Estonia, but leaving my home country out, I felt the safest in Porto, Portugal, and the least safest in Kaunas, Lithuania, even though it's not that dangerous. I don't know, the vibe was just a bit off. Sorry, Lithuanians. Let's move on with another map, the most common immigrant group in every Japanese region. And you might be as confused as I am. What the hell are Brazilians doing in Japan? Can someone explain this to me? And what's even weirder is that when we look at the most common immigrant group in Brazil, there are also Japanese people there. Is this a coincidence or what is going on here? Well, you politics fans, this one is for you. The global G20 leaders approval rating. Some are approved higher, some are approved lower. Erdogan cannot go higher because he just had a massive lose in recent election. But also, they forgot Putin's 101% of approval. How dumb of them. But overall, people living in the G20 countries, are you happy with your leader or not? Oi mate, here we are again. The climate of Australia compared to the world. Australians, do you confirm that is this part of Australia actually as cold as Finland? Meanwhile, it's Sahara Desert almost next to it. I'm not so sure. But leaving that out, I think it's pretty freaking cool how Australian climate is so variable. Even though I don't think I will ever travel there because of the freaking wildlife. Well, this one is for you TikTok fans. This is the TikTok censorship worldwide. Did you know that TikTok has a thing called reversed censorship in Russia comparing to other sites? The government hasn't actually banned it, but TikTok banned Russian users from accessing any non-Russian content. And how smart of China to ban it in China itself. I've heard that they have their own version of TikTok that is heavily monitored and is somewhat more educational. The most consumed alcoholic beverage in every country of the world. It looks like North and South Americans as well as Australians love their beer, while Asia, the Caribbean, Eastern Europe and Russia prefers spirit drinks. That probably means rice wine, rum and vodka. But I wonder, what do these Central and Western Africans consume? I tried googling, but that also didn't help. Anyone knows? This one is for you coffee lovers. The coffee consumption around the world. Well, without a doubt, Scandinavia is ruling this map. In some countries, such as Finland and other Nordic countries, each person is drinking up to 8 kilos or 17 pounds of coffee per year. Here's a fun chart also. Actually, the Netherlands is the country that consumes the most coffee. 8.3 kilos for every person is crazy. Just imagine, 8.3 kilos. Every person on average. This means that some consume even more, and I'm not sure whether this is healthy anymore. The average IQ according to Lin and Van Hanen in 2012. It might not be that accurate, but Finland has the highest IQ in Europe with 101 points and Albania has the lowest IQ in Europe with 82 points. What about you? Have you ever done an IQ test and how much did you get? Tell me in the comments. Another map of Europe because I know you love them. This time, the average eye color in every European country. Now you listen up because I'm gonna name you the rarest eye colors. Brown with 65%, blue with around 10%, hazel with also around 10% and green with 2%. Now I feel special because I actually have green eyes. That's cool. This is the driving orientation map of the world. Does your country drive on the left or on the right? Well, most of the world drives on the right, meanwhile the UK, South Africa, India, Japan and Australia, Indonesia, New Zealand drive on the left. Look, even Antarctica drives on the right. This is the oceanic pole of inaccessibility, also known as Point Nemo. It is the place in the ocean that is farthest away from land. Can you believe it? It's about 2,700 kilometers or 1.6 thousand miles away from the nearest land. If you're still here, comment "I love maps" and I'll be happy, I guess. Okay, until next time. Bye bye.